Men, let's talk about what's really happening here. The dating scene has collapsed into something almost absurd. I came across a story from New York City. 500,000 people have seen it, and it perfectly sums up where things are headed. Women are so frustrated with men not approaching them that they're stealing salads. Yes, salad. Finance bros in Midtown are picking up their lunch orders, and women are snatching them, looking up their names on LinkedIn and sliding into their inboxes with, "Oops, I grabbed your salad, let me buy you a new one." On the surface, some people might laugh and call it creative. But let's be honest, if a man pulled the same stunt, it wouldn't be quirky, it would be creepy. It's invasive. It's crossing a line. Imagine someone stealing your personal information just to force a connection. That's not romance, that's stalker behavior. If the roles were reversed, people would be calling the police. And deep down, everyone knows it. But here's the truth buried under the humor. Women are doing this because men have stopped stepping up. Bars are filled with women waiting to be approached, yet men are frozen, standing still, afraid of being rejected, afraid of being labeled creepy, afraid of saying the wrong thing. So women, desperate for some kind of spark, start inventing new ways to get men's attention, making bracelets with their phone numbers, sneakily taking photos and turning them into phone wallpapers, even orchestrating these ridiculous salad thefts just to spark conversation. At its core, this isn't about salads or phone numbers or cheap tricks. It's about a culture where men have forgotten how to move first, a culture where masculine energy is paralyzed by fear, hesitation, and self-doubt. And yes, the frustration from women is real. But let's be clear, weird behavior is not the answer. Stealing someone's lunch or crossing their professional boundaries is not empowerment, it's desperation. The deeper issue is this. Modern men have become so cautious, so risk-averse, that they've lost the ability to approach directly, confidently, and without apology. Stoicism teaches us that fear of rejection is just fear of discomfort, and discomfort is not fatal. What is fatal, however, is letting fear rule your actions until women are forced into absurd, even invasive gestures just to get your attention. So the real question isn't why women are stealing salads. The real question is, why have men become so passive that it's come to this? But let's not oversimplify this. It's easy to say men just don't want to approach anymore. The truth is, many men do want to approach women. They're just being far more cautious, not because they've lost all confidence, but because the cultural signals are mixed and often hostile. Think about the contradiction men are hearing today. Be bold, shoot your shot, but also don't bother me, don't make me uncomfortable, don't be creepy. How do you navigate that? When every move you make can be twisted, misread, or publicly shamed, hesitation becomes the default. And honestly, who can blame them? If I knew that walking up to someone could be taken the wrong way before I even opened my mouth, I'd think twice too. That's why, while I don't condone the salad stealing or other strange tactics, I can understand why some women feel like they have to get more creative or even take matters into their own hands. They sense men won't approach, so they compensate. But let's be clear, compensating with deception or theatrics doesn't solve the root problem. We've entered a strange dating culture where neither side feels safe to move first. Men hesitate out of fear of rejection or of being painted as predatory. Women hesitate because of deeply ingrained social programming. Don't chase, don't initiate, don't lead, don't lose your feminine frame. That mindset is reinforced daily through online content, where people preach that a feminine woman would never approach, or the right man will always come find you. There's some truth in that. Women naturally desire polarity. They want a man who leads, who embodies direction and certainty. And yes, leadership is attractive. But when that idea is taken to the extreme, it paralyzes women completely. They sit back, waiting endlessly, because they've been told that showing any initiative makes them unfeminine. The truth is more nuanced. Making the first move doesn't strip a woman of her femininity. It doesn't suddenly emasculate the man. It simply means she saw someone she liked and chose not to let fear stop her. And let's be honest, connection has to start somewhere. If both people are sitting in silence, too afraid to lean in, nothing real will ever happen. So yes, women have their own hesitations, just as men do. The difference is that women are battling old beliefs about passivity, while men are navigating modern landmines of perception. But the result is the same. Fear on both sides. Fear that kills opportunities before they even start. Fear that breeds missed connections, wasted time, and potential left on the table. Now here's the key distinction. There's a line between bold and bizarre, and it matters. There is absolutely nothing wrong with a woman making the first move. In fact, I'd argue more women should do it, because sometimes a man just needs a signal, a small green light to feel safe stepping forward. Smile at him. Say hello. Give him a compliment. It's simple. It's human. But inventing false scenarios, stealing someone's lunch, tricking your way into their LinkedIn messages, that isn't bold. It's deceptive. It's not clever. It's manipulative. And when men see it, they don't think, wow, what a confident woman. They think, that's strange, and I need to stay away. Here's the harsh reality. If a man did the same thing, it wouldn't be considered charming. It would be called exactly what it is, a red flag. Dating today feels like a battlefield of games, tricks, and strategies. But here's the truth. If you start something real with lies, even small ones, you've already poisoned the foundation. I came across a story recently about women stealing a man's salad just to get his attention. Some people called it bold. Others called it queen behavior. But let's step back for a second. If you're a woman out there saying you want honesty, transparency, and something real, then starting off with deception, no matter how small, sets the tone for dishonesty. That's not strength. That's weakness disguised as playfulness. A strong relationship begins with respect, not manipulation. And yes, I know dating, especially in places like New York or any big city, can feel exhausting. It's competitive, fast-paced, and often shallow. Everyone seems to be chasing perfection or too busy to commit. But when the solution becomes stealing someone's food to spark a conversation, we need to ask ourselves, has the bar fallen so low that disrespect is now considered a strategy? What happened to basic respect? To eye contact? To a genuine conversation? Attraction doesn't need to be a performance. It doesn't need games. The truth is, both men and women need to stop playing roles and start being human again. Show empathy. Communicate directly. Respect boundaries. Women especially talk often about how men can be creepy, how approaches can feel uncomfortable. And yes, that's true. Some men fail to read the room. But here's the double standard. When women cross the line with behavior that would be called creepy if a man did it, suddenly it's framed as cute, clever, or empowering. Let's be honest, it's not. It's the same lack of respect, just reversed. If we want dating culture to actually improve, both sides need to be held to the same standard. Honesty, effort, respect. These aren't negotiable. They're the baseline. So, to the women listening, if you're interested in someone, talk to him. Don't rely on rom-com plot twists or strange stunts to get noticed. Confidence and kindness will carry you much further than manipulation. Show who you are, not some character you think he'll find entertaining. And to the men, keep it simple. You don't need a cheesy pickup line. You don't need to overthink every approach. Just say hello. Be polite, respectful. Most women appreciate that more than you realize. And yes, Read the signs. If she's not interested, walk away without resentment. That's power. Not chasing, not begging, but holding your ground with composure. Another point we need to confront is how this type of behavior is being normalized and celebrated online. You'll see comment sections filled with applause for stunts like stealing food. But if a man pulled the same thing on a woman, nobody would call it cute. They'd call the police. That's not equality. That's a double standard. This is why so many men step back from approaching altogether. They see women openly mocking approaches online while at the same time complaining that men don't approach anymore. Half the internet says, "I hate when men come up to me." The other half says, "Why don't men come up to me anymore?" Do you see the contradiction? Respect is a two-way street. If women expect men to approach respectfully, then women should also create an environment where respectful approaches are welcomed, not ridiculed. That doesn't mean accepting advances you don't want. It means not treating every man who shows interest as a predator. There's a difference between boundaries and hostility. And this is where Stoicism comes in. As men, we can't control the dating market, the trends, or the contradictions online. What we can control is ourselves, our standard, our respect, our composure. If someone plays games, let them. Don't match it. Don't chase it. Don't validate it. Stay grounded. Stay direct. The truth is, attraction doesn't need to be complicated. You don't need to steal food, run strange experiments, or stage dramatic scenes. All it takes is honesty and courage. A smile. A hello. A conversation. That's it. And if someone can't give you that same respect in return, walk away. Never beg for connection where honesty isn't present. Before I close, let me share something from the comment section of the original video. One person wrote, "Ladies, imagine a man stole your food, tracked down your information, and messaged you through LinkedIn. That's not romantic. That's stalking." And they're right. If we wouldn't accept the behavior in reverse, we shouldn't glorify it when the roles are switched. Another comment put it perfectly. Half of TikTok is women saying, "I hate when men approach me." The other half is women saying, "Why don't men approach anymore?" That contradiction says it all. So here's the message. Respect should be mutual. Games and tricks only waste time. If you want something real, stop lowering the bar. Stop normalizing behavior that would never be acceptable if the roles were reversed. Raise the standard. For yourself. For others. Because at the end of the day, strength isn't in manipulation. It's in honesty, confidence, clarity, and respect. Stay grounded. Stay disciplined. Stay powerful.